Hi. This is the second in a series of two for the core. And so in the beginning, in the first series, we worked in the front sort of lower abdominal region. And in this series, we're going to focus more so on the oblique. So specifically the external obliques, there are four sections of your abdominal muscular cavity, if you will. Two of them are dedicated to internal and external obliques. And we will focus on the external because not only does it help inside bending, it also helps in rotation, twisting of the trunk. It helps in forward folding, flexion, and it helps in terms of tucking your tailbone. It engages this outer region. So we will work with that, on top of which it will overall help you strengthen your core. So I expect some visits or appearances from Beatrice today, my cat. We've been apart for 3 days, so today she's a little bit needy, but I love it. And so that's it. So, you know, as usual, if you have blocks are always useful. If you don't, that's also fine. And we are going to start doing some crunchy kind of motions. So if you'll bring your feet hip distance apart just behind your sit bones, and you lie down on the floor, and just soften your back to the mat for a moment. Close your eyes, let your palms face up, let your chest expand, and just tune in with the quality of your breath and the general overall feel of your body and of your mind. And start deepening your inhales and deepening your exhales, and allowing your back to spread against the mat and allowing your shoulders to press down into the floor, rolling the heads of the shoulders back, and just connecting to that natural inhale, that natural exhale. Feeling into the rhythm of your body. And with your eyes open or closed, I'd like you to press your lower back into the mat by very gently pulling your pelvis up toward your chest. So it's a little bit of a tuck of the tailbone without an actual lift. And now round your upper body. Well, lift your upper body up so that you're just settling down onto the lumbar and maybe part of the thoracic. Shoulder blades are lifted off the mat, and now you'll spread the collarbone, flip your palms up and reach them forward towards your outer ankles, and I want you to gently shift side to side, touching the pinky finger to the outside of your ankle. And let your breath guide you, so maybe the inhale takes you left and the exhale takes you right, but continuously lift up through the chest, keeping your cervical spine in line with the rest of your spine. So the chin will be slightly tucked, and maybe start to quicken the pace, tapping right side, left side of the ankle. So you're working the lower abdominals, but you're also starting to work the external obliques like this. So keep squeezing, keep pressing the lower back into the mat, and continuously lift up through the heart. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You can dig the heels into the mat. You can dig the lumbar into the mat. 4, 3, 2. Keep the upper body lifted, hands come behind the head. And now extend the left leg straight out so that it's hovering 2 inches above the mat. And now place the left foot on the mat, extend the right leg out so it's hovering. And now let's go for a round of bicycle crunches. 10, 9, get your breath involved, get your belly involved. 6, 5, keep a tiny lift of the chin. Keep an open space for the chest and the heart. 3, 2, Hug the knees into the chest, lower the upper body down, take a deep breath in through the nose, and a nice long breath out through the mouth. And now slip your hands behind the thighs and start to rock up and down the length of the spine and make your way to a simple seated pose. Legs are crossed. Inhale, spiral your arms out and up, interlock fingers above the head. Press the knuckles up toward the ceiling and lower the shoulder tips down toward the sacrum. Gently tuck the tailbone as you dip it over to one side, really stretching out through the opposite side body. Pressing your hip bones into the floor, your sit bones into the floor, and pulling your fists up and over the head. And now come back through center, take a nice long lift up through the knuckles, and now dip it over to the opposite side as you pin each sit bone down toward the floor. And you'll maybe lift up in the chest, pull that top hand a little bit harder, encourage it a little bit more, and now drive it back through center, release the grip. Arms lift up as you inhale, and as you exhale, swim the arms down by the sides. 2 more times, inhale, arms sweep out and up. Exhale, palms press down, down, down to the mat. Last one, arms reach out and up. Deep breath in, breathe out, twist over to the right. Inhale, arms come forward and up. Exhale, twist over to the left. Breathe in, come back through center, arms rise. And now swan dive your hands forward and fold over the knees, reaching forward and letting your arms extend in front of you, your chest drop, fingertips pivot so that the palms press up towards the sky. Puppy dog pose, or let your heart melt. Breathe in and a deep breath out. Start to engage your abdominals as you press through the forearms. Come forward, forward into a forearm plank. Remember, you want your your elbows underneath your shoulders, your legs extended nice and long behind you, crown of the head reaches forward. And now just take a little dip of the right hip down to the mat. And roll it through center, dip the left hip over to the mat. A couple more times, she's here, she's crazy. Dip your right hip down and rotate through center, dip the left hip down. Let's go for 3 more on each side. Match your breath with your movement. Inhale through center, exhale, dip right. Inhale, center, exhale, dip left. Inhale, center, exhale, dip right. Come through center, exhale, dip left. One more time, each side. Just fight through it, squeeze your legs, keep your face nice and soft. Hold your forearm plank for 3, for 2, knees down, child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out into a downward facing dog. Hips up high, heels down low. Chin gently tucked. Arms are super active and engaged. Your legs are active and engaged. You're pressing your hamstrings back and your sit bones up. And now step, step, hop, jump your way, forward fold, top of the mat, look up, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees and then pull the mat apart with the outer edges of the feet. Inhale, rise into an Utkatasana, chair pose, and bring your hands to fists above the head like you did before, with the opposite thumb on top. Pull your knuckles up to straighten the legs. And now exhale, dip over to the left side as you continue to pull the mat apart with the feet. Breathe in, center. Exhale, dip it over to the right. So we're going to contract and stretch the external obliques throughout this practice. Breathe in through center. Exhale, release the grip and sink into a chair. Hands come to prayer in front of the heart, twist it over to the right side. Nice breath in through the nose. Press the palms together, breathe out through the nose, and then pivot that right shoulder blade up and back. Keep sinking the hips as you come through center. Reach your arms forward and up, chair pose. Prayer the hands and now gently twist over to the left side, connecting that right elbow to the outside of the left thigh, and keep pulling your mat apart with the feet. Pivot the left rib cage up and over the right. And now inhale through center, keep that chair. Exhale, fold over straight legs. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale, high plank pose, step it back. Breathe in, float forward to to the tips of the toes. And now exhale, bend the elbows backward, lower all the way down to the floor. I'm cutting off, I'm sorry. Inhale, come through cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, send it back into a downward facing dog. Inhale. Nice long exhale through the nose. Inhale, swipe the right leg up behind you, keeping the outer right hip dropping down. And now exhale, round forward, tap the knee in toward the forehead. Send the right foot forward and bring the right hand to the right thigh. And now extend just the left arm forward so you're coming into, a one arm extended lunge. And now flatten the left foot down to the mat so you peel the hips open into warrior two legs, coming into a modified extended side angle. The right knee stays over the right ankle. Now pull the shoulders back and now rotate that left breastbone up. Squeeze your right glute back. Lengthen from the right outer knee to the right outer hip and press deep into that left heel. Breathe in. Now as you breathe out, come forward the way you started into that lunge lean with the left arm extended and that outer left hip squared down. And now the left hand drops and the right arm lifts up to the sky. Breathe in, pull back with your right hip and open up the chest. Breathe out and now stack that right rib cage on top of the left rib cage. And now exhale, the right hand comes down, send it back to a high plank pose, and shift it back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg reaches up. Exhale, knee comes in toward the forehead, crunch the lower abs, and now the left foot forward, left forearm to thigh, the right arm reaches forward out in front of you. Find your balance, stabilize through the ankles, and now flip that outer right foot down, open up to a modified side angle. Left hip bone pulls back, squeeze that glute back and lengthen from the knee to the hip. Right leg is engaged and the quad is hugging the bone. Belly in. And now come back the way you started, dropping that outer right hip. And now drop the right hand down and the left arm rises. Inhale. Left knee over ankle. Exhale, peel the left chest open. Left hand down. High plank pose. Press it back to a downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, float forward to a plank. Take a deep breath out, lower down to the floor. Inhale, straighten the arms, back bend, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg, up on your inhale. Right knee to nose, exhale. This time, kick the right leg back on your inhale. And now send the right foot in between the thumbs. Bring the right hand to the thigh, extend the left arm forward. Now this time, extend the right arm forward. And now we'll do the same thing with the legs, with the arms extended, open up to a modified side angle with your arms extending diagonally. Squeeze your glutes, belly button in and down. Breathe, soften the face. And now with the strength of your core, come back through center, drop that outer left hip, reach both arms forward. And now just twist your upper body over toward the right. Pull your right hip back and now slip that left elbow outside of the right thigh. Hands come to prayer, come into your twisted lunge. Inhale. Press your palms together. Crack the chest open on your exhale. Inhale, hands to the mat. Exhale, high plank. Inhale here. Press back, down dog. Left leg up and back, inhale. Left knee to nose, exhale. Left leg up and back on your breath in. Send it in between the thumbs on your breath out. Stabilize, left hand to thigh, right arm reaches forward. And now reach both arms forward, kick back with your right heel. And now open it up, warrior two, legs as your arms reach in a diagonal. Legs, well, glutes squeeze together. Quads engaged, shins engaged. Stabilize through the feet and now come back through center without dropping the arm. Right outer hip drops. And now turn just the trunk over to the left side. Keep pulling back with your left hip. And now bring your right elbow outside of the thigh. Connect the hands into a prayer position. Press and turn. For 3, keep bending the left knee and shooting back with the right heel. For 2. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale here. And now send it back into a downward facing dog and take in 2 nice settling breaths. Soften the upper body, but get really strong in the arms and in the legs. Pick those hips up higher. And now open the eyes, come high on the toes. Exhale, take a deep bend in the knees. Hop your feet forward in between the thumbs as you breathe and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms swipe out and up to sky. Exhale, hands to prayer in front of the heart space. Breathe in, reach your arms to the sides and up. Interlock your fingers and pull your fists up to the sky. Breathe and get a little bit longer. Lift from the sides of the waist. Exhale, dip to the right. Inhale, center. Deep exhale, dip left. Inhale, center, release the grip. Exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Breathe in, pick up the chest. Breathe out, forward fold over straight legs. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, high plank pose. Breathe in. Breathe out, low plank. Breathe in, upward dog. Thighs don't drop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg up on your inhale. Right knee to nose, exhale. Right leg up, kick it back. Tap right knee, right tricep. Kick your right leg back, inhale. Exhale, twist over to the left tricep. Inhale, kick it up and back. Send it in between the thumbs, left knee down. Breathe in, Anjaneyasana, arms reach up. Exhale, hands down, straighten the right leg and fold. Inhale, rebend the right knee. Exhale, forward fold, top of the mat. Breathe in, arms rise, reach them out and up, interlock fingers, opposite thumb on top. Exhale, dip it over to the left. Inhale, center. Breathe out to the right. Inhale to the center, release the grip, sink the hips. Chair pose. Breathe in, arms wide. Breathe out and fold. Inhale, flat back. Breathe out, high plank to low plank. Move with your breath, engage your core. Sweep through to your back bend without dropping the thighs. Sweep back into your downward facing dog. Left leg up. Left knee to nose, high plank. Left leg up. High plank, left knee taps left tricep. Touch it. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, twist it over to the right tricep. Try to connect it. High. Inhale, send it back. And now step it forward, right knee down. Arms rise on your inhale. Forward fold over the leg and straighten the left leg on your exhale. Step it up to the top of the mat and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, arms down by the sides. Just take a breath. And maybe a little drop or tug of the tailbone to engage those outer obliques. Shoulders settle. Flutter the eyes open. Inhale, chair pose, core engaged. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, vinyasa. If you want to take the low plank, do it. If you want to skip it, skip it. Meet me in a downward facing dog. And bring the right leg up and back. Stack the hips, bend the right knee, peeling the front of the hips and pelvic floor open. And now bring the right foot forward in between the thumbs. Inhale, rise into a warrior two and straighten the right leg right away. Reach the right arm forward. Bring it parallel with the floor. Hug that outer right hip back as you float the left arm up and over the head. So you're coming into an extended triangle pose, reaching with the fingertips and really engaging and squeezing both sides of your abdominals. Breathe, keep reaching. And now bend the right knee and place the right foot on the floor inside of the foot or back onto the thigh. Left arm up and over the head. And now lower the left hand down. Square out the hips, so swivel the back heel up. Bring the right hand to the right thigh, the left arm reaches forward. And now reach the right arm forward into that leaning lunge. Turn the trunk over to the right side, squeeze your inner thighs together. And now bring the left hand outside of the right foot. If it's available, you might need a block. And the right arm extends up and over the head. Now squeeze, hug the belly in, and now pull the rib cage up off of the thigh and round it back towards the right. Well, towards the left, actually. And now you can stay here, or you can start to straighten the right leg and reach your right arm straight up to the sky. A variation of a twisted triangle that I almost fell out of. Breathe, settle the right scapula down and the upper arm bone into the shoulder girdle. Both hands down. Downward dog. Breathe. Take that left leg up and back. Hips open, stack, and bend the knee. And now hug it forward. Left foot in between the thumbs. Rise into a Virabhadrasana 2. And then straighten the left leg. Reach your left arm forward. Engage the belly. Lift the right arm up and over the head. Glute squeeze, thigh squeeze. Try to smooth the face. And now bend the left leg and reach your left arm forward, settling the left hand somewhere on the floor, right arm up and over the head, or a block. Marry the shoulder blades together and collect the glutes together. And now come back through center, right foot swivels up and the left forearm to thigh. Now reach the right arm forward, the left arm forward. And now turn only the trunk over to the left. Your hips are still square. And now the left hand comes outside, the right hand comes outside of the left foot. The left arm comes up and over the head. Parivrita Parsva Konasana. Keep squeezing, keep extending through the right leg. And now if it's available, you start to straighten the left leg. Left arm rises so your shoulder blades are stacked. Squeeze into the midline. 3, 2, ooh, this is hard. Exhale, release, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Open the mouth, exhale. Lower the knees down. Child's pose. Walk your hands over to the left side, side body stretch on the right. And now walk your hands over to the right side for a side body stretch on the left. And now walk your hands back through the center and just settle for a few breaths. And now lift up into a tabletop and send your right foot outside of your right hand. And now pick up your back knee and flip over onto that left heel so you open up over to the left side in what we call Skandasana. So it's sort of like a side lunge. And if this is too much, you can place a block or a stack of books underneath of your pelvic floor. So what we're going to do is bring the booty down to the floor with the right knee bent. Wrap the right ankle with your left hand. Flex through your left foot and now reach the right arm up and now start to dip it over to the left side, reaching for your left toes. You might be able to touch them. You can dig your left elbow down into the mat so you can peel that upper right rib cage up and back and lift your nose up toward the ceiling. Keep a nice flexion in that left ankle so you can stabilize through the left leg. Pull back with your right knee to create space in the pelvic floor for a better balance. Breathe. And now breathe out, release. Come through center, swivel your body back up to the top of the mat. And now send the right knee back into a tabletop and send the left foot outside of the left hand. So same thing, you'll tuck the toes, pick up the back knee, and now swivel onto the right heel. Take a moment here, dig that right heel down. I'm gonna switch sides so you can see me. So awkward. And now lower your hips down to the floor or to a block. Remember, there's nothing wrong with having a block. In fact, there's everything right about it. So now wrap the right hand around your left ankle and shoot your left arm up to the sky. Find stability and now start to dip that left hand over to the right side as you pivot your upper body and maybe you tack the right elbow down to the floor. So one side you may reach, one side you may not, but you want to pull your left knee back so that that outer left sit bone is coming down to meet the floor. Come here. She's so lovey because I've been gone. Breathe, keep twisting, and the idea is to really melt the left shoulder blade backwards and peel the heart open to the sky. And now gently release that. Come back up through center. And now pivot forward to that low lunge. Left knee meets the right knee in a tabletop position. Breathe. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale to a cat pose. How convenient or appropriate. Inhale to your cow. Exhale into your cat, sit your hips back and just come to a kneeling pose or sitting pose. Shoulders roll back. Close your eyes and take a couple of breaths here. Long spine. Keep the crown of the head lifted, heart shining forward, shoulder blades gather together behind you. And now, open your eyes and you have two options. So if this is the beginning of your day and you want to energize a little bit more, You've done a lot of nice twisting, so we can do back bend. So you can either come into an ustrasana, a camel, with your hips over your ankles, your knees, wrong body part, hands to the sacrum, and you'll lift your chest up and just melt the thoracic back as if you're leaning the thoracic on a table behind you. Or you can finish off with a bridge. So just like we started with the feet hip distance, toes in, heels out. Lift your hips up nice and high, interlock your fingers behind the back, and now gather the upper arm bones together. Dig the heels down into the mat with the chest. Lift the hips and hug your inner thighs inward, not so that they touch, but just so they're rounding in and down. And now lower it down. If you don't want to energize and you're going to bed relatively soon, you can finish off with some calming forward folds. So legs out in front of you, hip distance or together, arms lift forward and up, and as you exhale, reach forward first with your heart. So you're cutting from the hip crease, and then lean forward and fold. So if you don't touch your toes, it doesn't matter. It's not necessarily the point, right? Or you can do a combination of the two, starting with the back bend and finishing with the forward fold. And then when you're ready, you'll make your way onto your back. Let's start with a reclined butterfly just for a couple of breaths. So the feet come together, soles of the feet come together, the knees drop out to either side. You can prop them up with pillows or with blocks or books. And then your palms face up, and you'll close your eyes for a couple of breaths. And just start to settle, calm the nervous system, calm the chest. Maybe start to turn your head from side to side. Gather the knees together, draw the knees up into the chest. And now let your legs fall over to the left side. Right arm tees out to the right and your gaze follows. Now bring it back slowly and softly to the midline. And your knees fall over to the right side. Left arm tees out and your gaze follows your left fingertips. Come back through center, give yourself one more squeeze, hug the knees up in toward the chest. And exhale, find your way to Shavasana. Staying here for as long as you like, as long as you feel will help benefit your practice. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste, and I'll see you in the next series.